Yahudi Hungaria diselamatkan pendeta, lalu jadi pengawal Perdana Menteri Israel. 27 Januari 1945, Soviet membebaskan orang Yahudi dari kamp Nazi di Auschwitz, Polandia. Momen bersejarah itu diperingati PBB sebagai Hari Mengenang Holocaust Sedunia.
My name is Naftali Shprai. We are three cousins with the same name, with the same Hungary family. And my father was an Holocaust survivor from Hungary. He was moved from one death camp to another, and eventually, from his last camp, he was thrown as a corpse. They thought he's dead. And eventually, when the American army came to Hungary, an American priest saw him moving between the corpses, so he took him out and sent it to the hospital where he survived. He went to Israel by ship. He was exiled by the Britons back to Cyprus, and then he recruited to the Israeli Haganah, and then he fought to protect the voyages to Jerusalem. You know, Jerusalem was under a siege because the Arabs sieged Jerusalem. So we were sending voyages, protected voyages to Jerusalem to pass food to the people there. He was one of the soldiers protecting the voyages. He was a driver and also, you know, he used his gun, etc. And many people who died in these voyages by Arabs, and my father actually afterwards became the bodyguard of our first prime minister, Ben-Gurion. He did a lot of things. He fought in many wars up to the Yom Kippur War, and that's it. And you know, the Israeli story is way back from all the exiles. First of all, you know, the big story of us coming from Canaan to Egypt, and from Egypt to Canaan, Chazara to Israel, and then the exiles, the fall of the two houses. And then we were spread around the world. The Holocaust was the most strong, how can I say, notion in the Israeli history. From my point of view, it's like the second exile. You know, killing a third of our people. You know, think about it. It's crazy. We're talking about atrocities. You know, it's not just if you punish some criminals or something. They were killing kids and wives in the most atrocious ways, you know. You can't imagine people can do something to other people. It's crazy. Yeah. And so we all within ourselves the rage against any attempt to attack us again, and because our enemies will not get grace, never again. I think every people that had such atrocities should be that cruel to his enemies, to not allow it again. If you don't take action, you get lost. We were the weakest one all over. We were massacred all over the centuries, all over the world. You know, people took advantage of us, and not anymore. That's why I'm so sympathetic to people in worse situation than we were, or like similar to us, like the Kurds or other. What for we build this country? To agree to what the world agrees? No. This country came as an outrage against all the happening of the normal world, so-called. We don't want to accept such things. We should cry out against them. Okay, that what defines the bad from the good and the good from the bad. If you don't cry if something bad goes on, if you don't talk about it and do something about it, what's the cost of your being here? Just an animal, right? Just eating and sleeping and that's it, right? That's it.
Never forget, never again. Jadilah orang benar di tengah anti-Israel zaman now. Salam damai dari Fakta Israel.